Okay.
I don't care what it look like, so I'm trying to tell you it's gonna be alright.
Okay.
I came off with some inspiration and some hope today.
Okay.
It's all time.
Okay.
Let's go.
We come straight from the back to the front, the head of the tail, and we getting what we want. We're going from the bottom right up to the top. Ain't nobody playing 'cause we can't be stopped. At the end, we win. We win.
Let's go.
We win. In the end, we win.
Let's get it. Come on.
What's good? It is your boy, your host with the most smooth teeth, and you are in the midst of another Smooth Teeth We Win Sports Talk. Look, you know what it is. Winning is the end game. So if you ain't about to win, don't go in. Yes, sir. We got a great show today, man. I've been waiting for this show right here, man. And this is a good one because this one right here, straight close to the heart. Boy, I'm trying to tell you. It's only two loves in football. Y'all know I got special for college. And this is A1 right here. So look, without further ado, I'm going to bring in my man, you know what I'm saying, who share the same blood as me. It's Maize and Blue. You know what I'm saying? Last name is McIntosh, but we know him as Mac. So that's what we're going to get at right there. I'm bringing my boy Mac to the stage. Mac, what up, my guy? Welcome to the Smooth Teeth We Win Sports Talk Show, my brother.
What's good, my people? What's good, brother?
Man.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate you for blessing the platform and showing up, man. Been a long time coming, man. So I first heard about you from familiar faces that we know of, and Lamar Miller and James Butler, you know what I'm saying? Merk, the engineer, for those that don't know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who I've worked with and still work with now, in both of Lamar. So both being SAE graduates, and you an SAE graduate, I'm an SAE graduate. Only thing is we got the same love, and that's what is Go Blue, this amazing Blue.
You already know, sir. You already know. Let me get the mic out the way. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You see the background, man. It ain't nothing but blue right there.
Yeah. So for me, you know what I'm saying, it's the last time that we can wear this, that I can wear this. I got the hat back here. You know, last time I can wear this before it becomes, just some good history for us, but I can still wear it just for the sake of saying, hey, we got this one. But this it's still relevant until tomorrow, or until for the next couple of days. It's still relevant.
Even when you get a new crown champ, it's still relevant because we did it. We did it the right way. We went undefeated. We did the trifecta. We beat Ohio State. We won the Big Ten. And we won the national title. You know what I'm saying? And we beat the SEC to get through there, right? You know what I'm saying? No shot to Merck, but he already know it is because we did it 2 times in a row. But either way, you know what I'm saying? Either way, that was a great moment. So and believe it or not, I really believe, I know we get into it earlier, I'm just going to tell you, I believe Ohio may take this one. It depends on what's going to happen with Notre Dame with this man-to-man defense. But either way, they didn't do the trifecta. So what I'm telling people right now, so they already get prepared for it, when you hear about this so-called Ohio State national championship team that was the best roster in college football, so they're going to say, right, and they paid $20 million to get it, there's going to be a caveat to it that's going to say this: Ohio State won a national championship, but it was after Michigan lit a fire underneath them to do so. Period, point blank. So we're ever going to be a part of history as beating the so-called greatest team that we know.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And just to add on to what you said, like you said, last year we did it and went undefeated, Exactly. And then we got the most wins in college football at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I told people in our past shows, we did a show. It's funny because my best friend, and this how I know Matt cut from the same cloth, because I don't know if y'all understand what he just said. He said Ohio. And see, when I talk, I say that school in Ohio. because if you understand the rivalry, we don't say their names. We're going to call them Ohio. I may say Buckeyes. I may say Suckeyes. But I am not going to say the full name. That school in Ohio is what I call it because they call it the school up north. So I don't care.
And I also call them the state below the great. That's what I also call them too. The state below the great. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. That's new one I'm gonna add on. Hold on, write that down. The state below the great. Let me write that down right there, boy. Yes, sir.
They hate it too. They know exactly who I'm talking to when I say that.
Right. Yeah. So so my best friend, man, he is actually from that school in Ohio. That's his team. Okay. And Go Blue is my team. So what we do is every year, and matter of fact, he shout out to Big LT, the guru. He one of my co-hosts. It's funny because we like the true definition of odd couples. You know what I'm saying? But every time it's a home game, he got to come to my house when it's Michigan. I got to go to his house when it's Ohio. And when you walk into our homes, you walk into whatever you want to walk in. You gonna walk into whatever. So he walk into the big house when you come to my house. I got pictures. I had life-size statues of Jim Harbaugh that he walked right into, and he was just sitting right there. I got one for Sharon that's getting ready to get made. You know what I'm saying? I have my them little fat boy, the little things that you put on the wall. The
little fat head.
The Tom Brady, the fat head. I mean, I on the later show I had to show pictures of how he walked in. He had a little corner on my love seat. Where I said, "Here, you can sit right here." Everything else around him was full of Go Blue, Michigan jerseys, Michigan plaques, everything. So I was like, "Yeah, you walking into the big house." And then I had the banner with the Hail to the Vick song hanging from the ceiling. So we get it in.
Like it. Yeah, for sure. That's I got friends I got close friends that's Ohio fans too, man. So that's just what it is. Because I mean, at the end of the day, they're not the people that I know. Obviously, they're gonna be cut from sort of the same cloth as far as character. So we don't go too far. But you know what I'm saying, like how some of these cats do is like spitting on players, and I'm like, I don't do none of that. But at the end of the day, it's just still a respect. Like it's just a good rivalry, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But we do the same thing. When it comes to the rivalry, we talk about that with me and my friends, and then we instantly say, well, it's Big Ten versus everybody, though. That's how we feel about it, because Big Ten got it. We got to show, because everybody kept saying the SEC, right? So now that it looks like it could possibly happen where Big Ten wins 2 titles back to back, you got to stop saying that we slackers up here. And then when you look at the Big Ten versus SEC bowl games that we had this year, who won the most? Okay, so then that lets you know that we here to play. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I definitely said that because, and I'm gonna add on to what you said. Because of NIL, the trajectory of college football has totally changed. Whereas there were times in the SEC where you may have had 3 deep on the defensive line. The first, the starter was gonna go pro, but then he knew you had somebody that may have been a sophomore, and they may have had a freshman behind him that was waiting, that was all 5 stars, but because it's NIL, they're like, nah, I ain't gotta wait no more. We dispersing and we going out, and I'm gonna get this money. I'm gonna go play for somebody that's gonna let me play. Right. You know, 100%. So that has shifted the whole paradigm of the SEC being the power. You know, they have the tradition, but them being the main power. And like you said, we showed that this year in bowl games. So now I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm still a little split because I have no love for that school in Ohio, bro. You know what I'm saying? Right. So what I see in this championship, I see an old rival in Notre Dame, with a black Marcus Freeman, and I see a Coach Day with a school in Ohio that I don't like. Plus the fact that when we beat them, how he just gonna sit there and just look at the players fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like how you just watching like, yeah, get him. Nah, man, what you doing? So I told somebody the other day, I said, we already had a good season, man. I was like, look, we beat Little Brother this year. Yep. We beat the state below the great. I'm gonna go on use it now. Yep. We beat them. The great. Yep. And
we got to the bowl game and beat Bama for the second year in a row with bad quarterback play. Let me remind y'all, bad quarterback play.
Definitely bad quarterback play.
we did that, man. I'm good, man. So that makes me that made me want to put up my let them know,
right.
boy.
Right.
Let them know. Let them know.
I like that. Definitely.
So and I found that was hard too, right there. When I seen it, I was like, oh man, I got to have that. I got to put that up. You know what I'm saying? So me, let's do this before we run. What was your introduction to the University of Michigan and Go Blue, man?
So for those who don't know, I was born and raised in Michigan. I was born in Grand Rapids. And
shut up.
Yeah, bro. I was born in Grand Rapids at Kent County Hospital, and I moved around all around Michigan. I went from Grand Rapids to Muskegon, and then in Flint, right? So my introduction was actually, I want to say I was like 7 or 8 years old before I really understood what was going on the TV. Now, when you're born where you're born, only thing you see is the team that they're going to allow you to see. Now, this, just so y'all can understand, the audience out there, I'm going to let you know I'm a little seasoned is what they call it, right? So when I say seasoned, I was born in 78. So when I was a kid, there wasn't no 7,000 different channels to go to. It was simply 3 channels on the top knob, and you had about 4 channels on the bottom knob. Right. You know. Like at the top knob only went to channel 13. The bottom knob had the U, and it had all the other numbers. If you know, you know. Right. So with that being said, right, it was
antennas hanging out the TV.
With the antennas hanging out, because cable was too expensive. Like, and them times the TV cut off, shut down. All network shut down at 11 o'clock. If you know, you know. 11:30. So when I used to get up on Saturdays, I had already started playing football as far as outside with all my friends, whatever. But I started to get up on Saturdays and I would watch my cartoons, obviously, and then boom, at 12 o'clock, high noon, Michigan came on. And so all thing I knew was Michigan. That's all I seen. I didn't know nobody else. The first game I watched was the game where Michigan lost. The first game I can honestly remember is when Michigan lost to that Hail Mary pass to Colorado. I will never forget that. And I forget, it was like Cordell Stewart, I believe, was the quarterback for Colorado when that happened. This is Cordell for Michael Westbrook. And this is how you know. This is how invested I was. I got in trouble that day. My mama gave me a clean whooping that day. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I cried. She said, "What are you crying for?" I said, "Because Michigan lost." I was hot. I was extremely hot about that Hail Mary pass. And I was a kid, man. I ain't know no better. My mama told me, don't cry over games. So from that point forward, I kind of knew not to. I'd just run off somewhere and go punch a wall or something when Michigan lost. But that was my introduction into the team. And from that point forward, I fell in love with football. I fell in love with Michigan. Anything Michigan, I had to be involved with it. And you couldn't tell me nothing different when I was playing sports that I wasn't going to the University of Michigan. You couldn't tell me nothing else. And believe it or not, I have family members that graduated from the University of Michigan. And so, and my son right now, he's at a wrestle tournament right now for the state duels, but his GPA is like a 4.2.
Right. Okay.
Very smart, like takes AP classes through the roof. And his goal is to go to the University of Michigan too. So
come on, yeah.
If I can get my lineage to get in there, I feel good, you know.
Right.
And my whole house is Michigan. My whole house is my wife, my son, my daughter. Everybody know Go Blue. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law is all Michigan. Period. Point blank. That's just what it is.
Okay. So mine is a little bit different. So my followers that have watched previous show, I did a whole show because everybody started saying, "Hey, what's up? What's going on with you and this Colorado love that you got?" I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna break it all down for y'all." But today is about Go Blue. So,
it's ironic that you said Colorado too after my story.
Right.
Go ahead.
So all of my sports teams from Atlanta. I'm born and raised here from Atlanta by way of Mayweather, Georgia. All of my sports teams are Atlanta Falcons, Hawks, Braves. It wasn't always like that, but when I got to a certain age, I was like, man, you know what? I'm from the A, man, so I'm just gonna rock with everybody from the A. Cause I got tired of following certain players. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna stay with the home team. But grew up everything in Atlanta. So when I grew up, we was all Georgia Bulldogs. Like, so Mac just aged himself. I'm gonna age myself. I'm a little older than Mac in the sense of I was a Herschel Walker fan. And remember when Georgia had won the national championship, I was a running back. So Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson, them was like my favorite running backs. Power and speed, gonna run you over. Right. So up until the third grade, I was a UGA first person. I pick up a Sports Illustrated, and I used to like to draw. So that's why I like even this picture right here. I love it. I used to like to draw, and I like colors. Right. So if you remember them shoes, they're out now. Them Nike Dunks everybody be wearing. Mm-hmm. There was a time in college basketball that every college team wore those type of dunks if you was a Nike school. So if you was a Syracuse, you had orange and white. Georgia had red and white. UNLV had red and gray, but Michigan had the blue and yellow. I seen Gary Grant and Antoine Joe Burt on there. They had just won a game, and they was sitting on top of the rim, and I seen them blue and yellow Nike Dunks. I was like, I like them, but then I saw their uniforms. They had that big M on it with a little bit with Michigan. Then they had the M on the side, the same ones Glenn Rice them was wearing. Right. So I saw them, and I was like, man, I like them colors. I really like them colors, like Dwayne Wayne and what's happening when he voted for. If you ever remember the show where he was doing the bets and he voted for the Buccaneers over the Oakland Raiders. They was like, why you do it? He's like, because I like their uniforms. Yeah. So I fell in love with them colors, and then it wasn't to the next year I saw the football team with the wings on the helmet, and I was I like them. And from then on, it was all Michigan. From then, I mean. From then, forever, even to today. Now here's the tricky part. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, by way of Mayweather, Georgia, Kennestone Hospital. But my father is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Okay. So my people were South Oakdale Street in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Okay. Southwest Oakdale, and I had never met them until 2010. So my whole life, everybody knew me for. Go Blue, Michigan. He Michigan man. I even was going to go to school up in there, but I didn't know that you could walk on and play basketball and try out for the team. I thought if they didn't come get you, that then you couldn't go. And it was just out of ignorance. So I ended up going to Savannah State instead of. But everybody was like, "Yo, when you going to go? When you going to UM?" My manager at McDonald's when I was a senior in high school went to Michigan. And she was like, they would ask me, "When you going to go Blue?" I said, they ain't called me, so I'm going somewhere else. But everybody in Savannah knew because I was down there when I didn't have my Savannah gear on. I had on Michigan gear. Right. So I would have been right in that mix and would have been there just happy to be there. But I never knew that, so that's how I ended up going there. Now at the same time, because I like colors and arts, I had a little infatuation with Colorado because I used to like that gold and black. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And when they was playing in 1990, them and Georgia Tech split the championship. But I remember because Colorado had Darian Hagan as quarterbacks, and I always liked black quarterbacks. I'm just sorry. Mm-hmm. You know, and then they had Nikes, and I used to like their colors, so I liked them. But I gravitated to Michigan and just rode out Michigan through the Desmond Howard, Elvis Gerbach years, Tim Bianca Batum. I can't even say that man full last name.
Tiaka Batua. That's how it is. Yeah. Tiaka Batua. Yeah, I got you.
When he blasted that school in Ohio with them 300 yards that game. Yeah. So I was always Michigan. Now here's the funny thing. In 2010, my father, rest in peace, rest in heaven, he passed away. I had met him because he came down to my wedding, and but I went up there for his funeral, and I went up there wearing all my Michigan gear. I had never met my family. I had an Antoine Fisher moment. When I walked in, I was like, whoa, I see everybody. We got food everywhere. It's just like the movie almost. And they was like, you know who our team is, right? I was like, nah, what? They was like, we go Blue. I was like, what? They was like, yeah, we go Blue. So I was like, oh man, it's been a divine destiny then. Right. So from then, from then on, even through my high school years, everybody knew. I got in trouble by my mom because on my first job, when I got my first paycheck, I went and bought me a Michigan starter jacket, and she was like, "You wasting your money?" I was like, "Well, I worked for it." No, I kept the jacket. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then she started making me pay rent after that. We get her a little something, but. Cause I had to have my Michigan starter jacket, man, and so from then on, it was always go blue, man. So that's my that's my go blue story, man. But
right.
So
believe it or not, though, so when you said Glenn Rice, because again, like I said, I've been all around Michigan, and I settled down in Flint.
Mm-hmm.
And, I went to Northwestern. Where Glenn Rice and Andre Rison, all them up there. Yeah, I was at the same high school because all their names was up there and everything. Like when Glenn Rice went to Michigan, you know what I'm saying? He balled out. And then what's crazy is, so you know Monteen Cleaves, Mo Pete, and all those guys, right?
Flintstone.
I played basketball with and against them. And so they all I know the true story. They were all supposed to go to Michigan. What happened is when Monteen Cleaves got into that car accident where he got hurt coming from a visit at University of Michigan, they kind of tried to make it seem like it was something illegal going on. So Michigan kind of distanced themselves away from him. And so they made everybody from Flint, all the basketball players that was going, because they was all graduating the same graduating class, they made a pact to all go to the same school. And that's how they all ended up at Michigan State.
Wow.
That's how they all, because it was all supposed to go to Michigan, but they ended up going to Michigan State.
Yeah.
And won a national title there.
Right. No, that's how I say, man, that's the national title you supposed to have in Go Blue. So, all right, so we win Sports Talk family. Y'all heard it first from Mac, the real story, breaking news, straight from Flint. The Flintstones were supposed to have been in Ann Arbor.
100%.
Wearing that maize and blue. Wow. I used to like Monteen Cleaves too, man. As a point guard, matter of fact.
Listen, Monteen Cleaves, bro. If you could have seen him before that accident, when he went to Michigan State, even that first year, they were talking about how fast he was. That wasn't his true speed. Because when he got to that car accident, he actually messed up his back real bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but if you could have seen him like when he was in high, because again, in high school, he went to Northern. We went to Northwestern. Mo Pete was at Northwestern. He was at Northern. So that was a rivalry, and they played against each other. But Flint, we all like family, so it's a small city. So we all family. So it basically was like they all came together and was like, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this for the city, and we're gonna go to the same school and we're gonna show out. And that's how it initially was supposed to be in Michigan. That's why Monteen Cleaves was doing the visits or whatever. They were all gonna commit to the same school. But because of what happened and how that turned around, then that's how they ended up going to Michigan State, because they weren't trying to leave Michigan, period, point blank. They wanted to do it either with Michigan or Michigan State, but they weren't trying to leave the state of Michigan.
Wow. Dang. And see, that maize and blue looks so much better than that green and white, man. I'm sorry, Matt Johnson. It just do, man.
But because of them going, now this is what's really crazy. Before all of our basketball stars from Flint went to Michigan State, Flint was a solely Michigan city. It was go blue everywhere you went. As soon as they went, one thing you know about Flint, we're going to support our own. So when they went, that's when Flint turned into a Michigan State city. But it's still split 50-50. Because like some of my closest partners, they be like, go green. I'm like, that ain't even real. That ain't even a real statement. They be like, oh, whatever. And then I still got Mo Pete number to this day. And I be talking to him, he be like, oh, so you don't know about that Sparty? Hey man, don't start that, bro. Don't start that. You know what time it is, man. We gonna knock paint from y'all, bro. That's why. And so basketball though, I ain't had nothing to talk about. I feel like this year we may do something. But basketball, hey, they got basketball. I gotta give them the honest to God truth. They've been doing good at basketball.
We just lost that game to
Minnesota, man.
Minnesota.
It shouldn't even been
that. That's hold on. I gotta show you something. Hold on.
All right. Hey.
It goes deep, Mac. You know what I'm saying? That's that number 12 with my last name. So it go deep, brother. So
I'm with you. I got so
that
many
so
jerseys upstairs.
that's why I like my team please for the number he had. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I just feel like you was on the wrong team, brother. You know
Right,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Now I have the sore spot right now for our basketball team because I felt like me personally, I felt like they didn't get Juwan. They could have gave Juwan one more year. Because anybody else, I feel like they would have gave him a year because we had he was still had last year we had a struggle season because we had people that was hurt. His son was hurt. We had a lot of hurt people on the team, so we didn't really have no full squad. Like I felt like because of that, they should have gave him this year. You know what I'm saying? To at least try to rectify it, and then you know what I'm saying. And part of it is because he a Fab Five legend, man. Come on, you don't gave other coaches way more time than what you gave Juwan. You know what I'm saying? So I was a little sore at us about that because I was like, man, come on, man. Here y'all go with that nonsense.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. The move had to happen. It had to, and the reason why I'm telling you is because for one, the connection with the talent wasn't really there. And sometimes when you get a coach that was successful at basketball and to the level of success that he had as a Fab Five member, and his successful NBA career, and just him coaching in the NBA, the problem he ran into is the passion that you have in the NBA is cool, but when you're in college, it's not good. It's not a good look because again, you are a representation of not just you, but of a school, a university that has high standard. Like one thing about Michigan, you're not even coming to Michigan if you got bad grades. They don't care nothing about how talented you are. You're just not coming here. So it wasn't the fact that him not performing as a coach was the cherry on top. You got to think about the scuffles, the fights, him getting into it with the players and yoking up players. All these things are piling up, and then on top of that, you're not winning. Listen, Indiana wanted to get rid of Bobby Knight, but they couldn't because he was winning. But as soon as he started losing, what they do? They got rid of him. You see what I'm saying? So you can't have that attitude and be losing. Like you can't. So, and then to be honest, the team that we have now at Michigan, we wouldn't have had this team because a lot of those guys came because of our new head coach.
Right.
And that's just being truthful. So they got the right person. It was just time for Juwan to move forward. Like, I feel like with him, he got that too quickly. He got that Michigan job too. He wasn't ready for that. He wasn't seasoned enough for that job. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like he had more to learn as far as being an assistant and learning that system compared to just throwing him right out there. Even though he had a success immediately and initially, there's a whole level to dealing with college that pros. That's why people either commit to the pros or they commit to college. Going back and forth, it's a different responsibility. You have off time in the pros. There is no off time in college. Hence why Wink Martindale, everybody wants Wink Martindale. Let me tell you why. They want Wink because of what he did in that Alabama game. That's why because he took a team, he took players that weren't starters against Alabama's starters. And he destroyed that offense. That high-powered offense, he destroyed them. That showed them that in his system, if you can develop it, and what can he do if he has talent? So that's why the Falcons want him. That's why the Colts want him. Like, they want him. But, again, Sharon Moore, he already talked to the AD. Is like, listen, whatever they offer him, because he's already highest-paid defensive coordinator in college football. So whatever they offer him, he was like, hey, man, let's offer him. Let's match it. Because you want to keep him because of that system. But now, I'm going to say that too. If he goes forward, I still feel good because we still have that defensive back coach from the Ravens that will step in and be the DC. So it's still that style of defense that we love to run. Because believe it or not, that style of defense is what really Michigan's name is on. While we are a ground and pound team, it's our defense that keeps us in these games.
Right.
And so that's what it is.
So, okay. So, since you brought it up, All right, so last thing I'm gonna say about that is I am glad that when they had Juwan, it brought back all 5 of the Fab Five together for the
Exactly.
first time.
We had to get Weber. Boy, Weber was not sold. Well, we finally got him back though.
Yeah, but me and Chris share the same birthday. He just born a year over me, but we share the same birthday. So yeah, you're right. It brought him back. So I was glad about that. So, but I have looked at, because I look at a lot of documentaries behind the scenes stuff. So I like what he got going on, because it's a business. At the end of the day, you got to move forward. You know what I'm saying? You have the ones you like and the ones you really like. Then you have the ones you like. So, but if that's your squad, you still gonna rock with them, which is why
100%.
we still rock. You know what I'm saying? Now, because you brought it up, because I was gonna touch on it, because you see one of them jerseys behind me right there. Yeah, is that white double dude?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of torn between that, because I'm like, man, dang, I like Raheem and I like Sharon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think it's a win-win either way. But what you said about with the defensive back coach, I think if he was to leave Michigan and go to Atlanta, I'm loving that.
Right.
But what we got, you know what I'm saying? That's still good, and plus that's a younger guy also. So he been in that culture, so I'm cool with that. But I was kind of torn until I was like, dang, man. But it's the nature of college sports, you know what I'm saying? When the guys start doing good, all of a sudden everybody start wanting them, so they start throwing out.
But listen to what you just said. You said when the guys start doing good. If you really want to be honest, they're choosing him.
Mm-hmm.
An 8-5 record.
Right.
Over, you have 2 great defensive coordinators right now that's literally in the national title game. Why haven't you reached out to them? And the reason why is because their defense won't translate to the NFL like his does.
Right.
You got to think, every defensive coordinator we had, Mike McDonald is now the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, running that defense.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers, Jesse Minter running that defense, and then Wink Martindale, who created that defense. You see what I'm saying? All those guys are literally lineage from him.
Right.
So when you think of that, you're gonna want Wink Martindale because he is the starter of it. Now let me tell you where Atlanta's gonna run into a problem if he decides to go. The NFL is a do it now type of organization, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the bigger question is, do you want to go over here and run the chance of not having a job the following year? Because you can get fired in the first year. We see it happening every single time right now. We got
it happened twice.
You see what I'm saying? So you can get fired in the first year, or you got job security with the University of Michigan, or with any college. You got job security if you only been there for a year, right? So this is the one thing that nobody pays attention to when it comes to NFL and college. Even though college players are getting paid, you still, as a head coach, have an influence on those guys. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm the one that's picking you to come here and be a game changer. You don't have that in the NFL. The DC is not, he's saying, I would like to get him, but it's really going to be on the front office and them on who they get and who they don't get, right? But you're supposed to make it work regardless, right?
Right.
So I'm saying that to say this. When you deal with those type of egos in the NFL, with them guys making money, and the money that they making, it ain't just a few, it's like a ton of them. Those egos are what makes or breaks a coordinator.
Right.
You don't have those type of egos to that degree in college. You may have an ego, but there's a quick way to correct that ego. You see what I'm saying? And if you got a problem, you can go. Because like everybody say, you're not the only person that can play that position.
Right.
It is my job to have case in point, it's my job to make sure my backup can perform the same way you can. Now, they might not be as talented, and their IQ may not be as high, but as long as they run my system, they'll be successful. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to have that with Atlanta.
Right.
And that's the problem with Atlanta. Atlanta, you're not going to have that. And the only reason why, Atlanta has the same issue that Dallas has. just on a smaller scale. Your freaking owner think he knows ball. He need to just leave it to the coaches, man. Let the coaches and GM do their thing. All you do is what they say, cut the checks. That's it, man. Stop getting involved.
I feel like on that one, off the blank would be more lenient than Jerry Jones will, because like you just said.
Oh yeah, for sure. He'll be a lot more lenient, but
because Jerry like did it. He want to be all in the videos, all on the movies, all on the song. You know what I'm saying? Where
he said he want to be all on the song. No, you're right.
I feel like, yeah, we gonna be better off in the end than they will. Which is now to the point that you just said. So it's two things. That's why I don't believe this. I'm flipping for a second. That's why I don't believe Coach Prime gonna go to Dallas. No, because number one, he said I would consider it if I could coach my sons, which he's not gonna be able to do that in Dallas. Plus, because of the fact that Jerry Jones, he still want to run the show. As much as respect as he has for Prime, he still want to run the show. Now, also because of the power that he has in Colorado and what he's done for that community, he has more control. Now, here's the thing, so let me ask you this, because we've never had this conversation before.
Okay.
How did you feel when Harbaugh left Michigan? Because I felt like, for me, there was some time I was like, if Harbaugh don't get it this year, man, he got to go. But I was like, but then who we gonna get? Because who has that persona that can come here and do what he does? And then we finally broke the cuss and beat that school in Ohio, and then went to the playoffs. I'm like, okay, we finally arrived. Then I felt like he had the Kirby Smart pass and the Nick Saban pass, where okay, you got the chip. You go anywhere you want in Ann Arbor, get anything you want. You ain't got to pay for another meal, drink. He probably still don't now, but but had he stayed there, I felt like the NCAA had said, all right, y'all good, y'all good to go. So I'm like, man, ain't no way he gonna leave. Then he turned around and leave. So how you felt when you first heard that, or what was your thoughts? I like Sharon more when they hired him. I was like, okay, cool, I'm good with that.
Okay, yeah. So honestly, it was time for him to go. I told my wife that. Because me and my wife talked about that a lot as far as whether he goes or whether he stays. And it wasn't necessarily the issue of his performance and what was going on the field. It was the fact that he was becoming more of a distraction than a help to the team. Because every single year was, is he staying? Is he going? He's the best quarter. Because they never, regardless of how Michigan performed on the field, the only person that was downplaying Jim Harbaugh was Paul Feinbaum. Other than that, everybody was like, he needs to go back to the NFL. He's a great coach. He needs to be there. Period, point blank. They knew that. So it was no, you telling recruits, oh, I'm not going to go to the NFL, but you keep taking interviews. Listen, right. You're killing your own momentum. I wanted him to leave just so that now we can get somebody that's dedicated to Michigan, period. Because that's what Michigan deserves. The one thing with these stellar programs, and I'm not saying we're not, but this is what keeps them where they're at. They have dedication from the coaches to perform and stay. You don't have high turnovers like you do at Michigan. Like we're consistently having high turnovers right now. You see what I'm saying? The OC couldn't get it together. I'm glad we got the guy we got coming in. He's going to be amazing. I've already watched some of the film on him, and I watched what he did with North Carolina. I'm excited to see what he's going to do. But defensively, we hired Wink because Wink was the creator of that system that we ran. And granted, Wink initially came in here with the same ideology that he did for the NFL, and clearly found out it wasn't working. So he knew he had to figure out a different way to connect to these kids. Once he figured it out, which he figured it out right around, I want to say about toward the end of the season, about week 9, he figured it out. He started to dial in and you could see that it wasn't heavily blitzed; it was scheme blitzes. Now everything was dialing to where we needed it to be. Right? It started to slow down for him, and then that's where he was able to put the vice grips on Ohio. And then he did the same exact thing to Alabama. Both of these games, mind you, we were 14-point underdogs and 20-point underdogs. And the defense is the sole reason why we won both of those games, period, point blank. You see what I'm saying? So that's what made him great, but in the same token, that's what made him high on the market. And if we could just get consistency at these coaching positions and stop venturing off, we would be fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I kind of want Wink to stay. Implement your system. You're comfortable here. You have nothing to worry about. You have job security. Right. Go get you one. And then you could even possibly go do something after that, right? So that's where we fall short at, is we don't want a high turnover. And with Harbaugh, that's what you were finna get, because everybody was plucking from us. Everybody. He had the thing going with his brother to where I'm gonna send them down there to see what they can do. If they do well, they come in to me. Like, that's what it was. That's what the thing was. And so, and you could tell we were suffering from the no huddle offenses, because that's not what they do in the NFL. We don't see no huddle in the NFL. You see no huddle with 2 minutes left. That's what the 2 minute drill is the only time you see it. In college, you see it every single game, a full game. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that threw us off. But just to get back to what you were saying, for Harbaugh to leave was very important, because now we got Sherrone Moore, who is, guess what? Sherrone Moore is perfect for us. He's not going anywhere. He loves Michigan 100%, and he's getting people in here that are effective. The fact that he stole all those recruiters and the recruiter analysts from Ohio, everybody's like, why does he keep picking from them? Why does he keep picking from them? Hey, man, we have to be honest. Ohio can recruit. That's what they're stinking good at. And so if I can take them suckers and turn them into Michigan men and women, and then they go out there and get these jokers there, i.e. our recruiting class top 10 right now, that's what's going to turn the page for Michigan. Now, we also still have a problem with transferring. And I don't mean us leaving. I mean people coming, because we were supposed to get the kid from Connecticut, the wide receiver. Do you know the real reason why we didn't get him? Because he only has 6 months left before he gets his degree as his bachelor's, and Michigan would not allow him to come in with only 6 months left and get a degree from Michigan. So that's why they couldn't accept him from the portal. So that's why he stayed at Connecticut. No, it was the administration. It wasn't athletics. It was the administrators that was like, nah, he can't come here because he only got 6 months left. And so we like, wait, what are you doing? No. He is a great wide. We need him. Well, sorry, his grades, he only got 6 months left. We're not going to give him a Michigan degree with 6 months remaining. Just not happening. That's how Michigan is. So you need to come in a graduate student, or you need to come with at least a year and some change. We're not going to let you come in here with 6 months left and get a degree. Right. So that's why we didn't get the wide receiver from Connecticut. And he was a dog too. I wanted that joker so bad. So that's where we're at with that. So, I mean, but neither here nor there, man. Michigan, we have our issues, but when Sherrone's getting all these people in the right place, man, I feel like, me personally, if he want to fire somebody on that staff, fire the wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
He got to go.
Yeah.
He collected free money at this point.
Right. So, all right. So that leads me up until what, with this season, just wrapping it up. Because I already told people and just like you are, I'm a big advocate for playing college football on them sticks, man. And and I think just because, all right, this was my joke. Just because you was a 79, 81 starting in the season and you had 91 speed, that still got to translate in the game, Alex. So facts. I felt like you knew and the coaching staff knew who he was when JJ got drafted.
Yeah.
Didn't nobody know he couldn't throw the ball? No, so listen. Y'all don't want to put him through.
I know where you going.
What?
No. Listen. They did not know what this is, the snowball effect of Harbaugh, man. That's what I'm going to tell you. It's Harbaugh.
Yeah, I ain't got there yet. Yeah.
Because if Harbaugh stays, JJ stays. Harbaugh left, JJ left, right? Because think about it, JJ came out. Yeah, because JJ comes out right now, he's the number one pick. There's no quarterback that's taking the number 1 pick from JJ if he came out right now. Really think about it. Who? Shedeur? Absolutely not.
I got to give it to Shedeur on that one.
Absolutely not. I'm just going listen. Absolutely not. I'm gonna be honest with you, and the reason why I'm being honest with you is because of 2 things. I watched him play. I've watched JJ play.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing that JJ has that Shedeur doesn't have: escapability, strong arm, and extreme accuracy.
Well, hold on now. Hold on, dang, Mac. What's
when you
what's
put
Shedeur
them,
you've been watching?
No. Shedeur can get the ball where it needs to be, right? But Shedeur is relying on the athleticism of the wide receiver. He's not throwing them open. He's throwing to them. That's a difference. You're not throwing them open. You're throwing it to them. Case in point. Cool little thing about a quarterback that we all know. If you I coached AAU football. I used to tell them, hey, if you're gonna throw the ball, wide receivers. If he put the ball on this side of your body, that means the other side is where the defender is at. Run to the side where the ball is put.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important part. If you watch Shedeur, every quarterback knows that. He puts the ball where they're going to get a hit. He does it every single time. If you watch him, he puts it and they catch it and boom. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to always put it to the outside way of the defender. You're never supposed to lead your wide receiver into a big hit. Ever.
No, yeah, I know that.
You see what I'm saying? But it's where you're placing the ball is the wide receivers trusting your eyes because they can't see. You see what I'm saying? Now understand that. I'm trusting your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you throw it to me and I'm catching it here, that means I can't go here because Buddy's right there. So that's now after I'm telling you this, you're gonna start watching it and be watching people catch and they spin to where they catching it at. It's always a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you look at Shedeur, not only does he, and I'm not being, I don't want to be too harsh on him because his offensive line stinks. Like period point, like they stink, right? But he doesn't have the speed to extend a play for me. Like he's going to get caught in that backfield because you're getting caught by guys out of college that are not going to be as fast as those guys in the NFL. You're talking about you're finna come out the NFL. You're finna easily Shedeur finna run like a 4.7, 4.8. I'm gonna give him one of them.
And he admits that. He admits it. He know he ain't fast like Daddy was. You know what I'm saying? So he know that.
I don't want him to be fast like him. I just want him to be quick. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference between fast and quick. He's not quick either. And so when you get those offensive line, when you get those DNs that's running 4.5, 4.4 40s, and they coming downhill, you're not going to be able to wiggle your way out of it like you're doing in college. Mm-hmm. In college, they're going to over pursue. In NFL, they don't make those mistakes. The only way they over pursue is if you're fast. If you can be quick enough to move out the way. True or false?
Yeah.
He's going to be a sitting duck. And the reason why I'm saying that, let me say this part too. The only reason why I'm saying it, because he's not finna go to the best team in the league. He's finna go to a team that is struggling. And when most teams that struggle and need quarterbacks, they also need offensive linemen. That's a hand-in-hand issue.
So let me ask you this. And we're gonna get back to it.
Okay,
so the one thing, okay, so I'm 100% on feeling Shedeur is the best quarterback in college football right now. That's my opinion.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
I mean, who else? You should give him a little go, but yeah.
I got footage of everything. But so let me ask you this. The one thing that I say about JJ that JJ had that Shedeur didn't have was, and he had offensive line. But I felt like for Shedeur to put up the numbers that he put up with the offensive line that we had, and it was better than it was in year one. Mm-hmm. But for him to put up the numbers that he put up and to do the stuff that he does, like when Shedeur escapes the pocket, he's not escaping the pocket to run. He's escaping the pocket just to extend the play and try to find somebody to get him open with.
Right.
Which I think he does that great. Like, if he runs, to me, it's more like a Patrick Mahomes type run, where, because I've seen him run and get 25 yards, but I'm just running. I'm not trying to be Lamar Jackson or Caden Salter, who coming behind him. I'm just trying to extend the play, but if it's there, I'm gonna go ahead and take it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like his preparation with that I see him doing, because it's two teams I watch all year long. I watch every Colorado game and every Michigan game.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his preparation is next level preparation of him being able to throw and be a quarterback on the next level. Like if he would have had the same line that say your boy from Georgia had, I think the yards that he had, it could almost be doubled, because he can throw that ball and he put it in there.
You got to realize though, when you look at Shedeur, if I put JJ in that same offense with them same issues, he would match that easy, because again, he has the arm strength. The one thing, he has the arm strength and the talent to do the same thing, because JJ don't try to run unless he has to. We already know that too. But the difference between, and this is what I'm trying to do, this is the key. Understand who he's throwing the ball to. He's throwing the ball to some of the most dynamic wide receivers in college football. He definitely has that with Horn and freaking Travis Hunter. Come on, man. It don't get better than them two. Just being honest, right? If you give anybody that type of output with a wide receiver, they should do well regardless, right? Just like Ewers looks real good because he has that output. But what I'm trying to tell you is, when you put him in an NFL set, in an NFL team, like who's got the number one pick? The Titans.
Yeah.
If Shedeur goes to the Titans, that's where his career dies. Because, and the reason why I'm telling you that is because they're going to make the big mistake of putting him out there immediately. He does not deserve to go out there immediately. He needs to sit for a year and understand the difference, and understand the speed of the offense, and understand that them guys, the way that guys were open in college, that's dead. It's not going to be like that unless it's a broken play in the NFL. Like, you know what I'm saying? The speed is different.
So you don't think he threw his players open?
If you watch some of them catches that Hunter made, he made them catches.
That's the difference. Like Hunter is that's the whole. So let me just say this, since we both playing on the sticks of college football, I told my audience, I'm like, when I watch college football, I'm gonna turn around and see what they rated you on college football the game, and I'm gonna see how close it was. Game number 1 for Colorado, Travis Hunter showed why he was the best player on that game.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, so I always felt like that. So with Shedeur, so with Travis Hunter, that's a whole different unicorn. Like, he's a freak of nature, man.
But it still doesn't matter where you place the ball. Freak of nature or not, he had to do weird turnarounds and turnbacks to pick it off, because the ball was out. It wasn't placed properly. He did that a lot. That's where everybody says, the analysts are saying, while he may be the best quarterback coming out of college, there's still some things that he needs to work on for the NFL, because the era of margin in the NFL is totally different.
Oh yeah, it's short,
and them corners are gonna make you pay for it. You put a bad ball out there, they're gonna show you why you shouldn't have did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I was saying, as far as NFL ready, I feel like if we talking about the two, that JJ would have been more prepared than him. You see what I'm saying? And believe it or not, the one thing I give JJ that I can't give Sanders is he's coachable. And the reason why I can't give Sanders he's coachable is because you always been under your dad.
Okay, but now let me ask you.
No. What happens when somebody really digs on you? Because you're sensitive. I've seen that you got mad because Cam Newton gave you constructive criticism. You get mad when people tell you where you short at. So then what happens when a coach is gonna be like, "Hey man, what the heck are you doing with this ball, man?" And they finna dig on you. And what you gonna do? Oh, I'm doing this. You don't have that attitude because you're not your daddy. Don't have that attitude.
So I guess my rebuttal for that is, you don't think Prime is going to have him ready and have that conversation with him? I ain't coaching you now, so everybody ain't going to do what I do.
Listen to me. If you've raised kids, there's a reason why ever since you were young, I instill certain things in you so that when you become a man, it's a conversation that don't need to be had. If you watch Shedeur from young, he's always pressed the line all the way up. When they had that little talk show, that family show, Shedeur out here at 13, 14 years old buying cars with his dad money. He's always pressed the line, bro. That's what he does. So if you're going to press the line, there's going to be somebody that's not your father that's going to have to put you in your place. Unfortunately, your career may hang in the balance because of it. You got to be able to take constructive criticism. That's what that. Listen, quarterback is the worst but most rewarding position of all time because the ball starts in your hands and it's going to end with your decision making.
Right.
That offense don't move without you. You see what I'm saying? And so you have to be able to take all. That's why your great quarterbacks, they don't never say, "Oh, well, we didn't run enough yards. It's my fault for not having my offense ready." That's what they say. That's it. It ain't no other excuse. It's my fault for not having my offense ready. Show me some footage where he said that. I've seen him blame other people though.
So, fine.
Hey.
No. So look, just because we love the same team, you know what I mean, we agree on everything.
No,
and ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know
that's what makes good conversation. You need good sports conversation like that.
Right.
So you telling me you think you telling me, because I know Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, it's a reason why they buy their offensive line and all them cars. It's a reason why. And they don't throw them under the bus. Are you telling me that Shedeur did not throw his offensive line under the bus?
No, man. I'm telling you, because of who he is, the media they tried to put that out there like that. But
he said it though.
No, he asked one question. He said, "How many times did such and such get hit?" That's it. But then the next week he brought his whole offensive line up there and was like, "No, because y'all tried to put us under and put a wedge between us. I'm letting y'all know, no, these my guys."
You know who told him to do that?
I mean, that ain't my job to know that, Mac.
You know who told him to do that?
That ain't my job to say that, Mac. I can't say that.
We just said that his father's going to groom him, right? And he came, as soon as he got done with that thing, he said, "Come here." Because you see him pull his boy, "Come here." He'll yank your butt up in a heartbeat. Hey, man, what is your problem, boy? That you only going to be successful as far as your line will let you go. Don't you ever disrespect your offensive lineman. I don't want to bring them all up because y'all trying to put a line in between us. We know what really goes on, man. And the problem with Shedeur is, even his Shiloh? Shiloh is more coachable than he is. Shiloh is more coachable. He's listening because he wants to be great. Shedeur problem is he already think he is.
All right, we in Sports Talk family. We gonna revisit this conversation this time next year. Because I think he gonna do good in the NFL. I think he gonna be great. I think, of course, he gotta learn how to get now hold on to that ball. As long as he do, you gotta get that thing out of the pocket because
3 seconds. 3 seconds.
Yeah.
2.5 in the NFL, but 2 to 3 seconds is all you got in the NFL. You're right about that. The game's a lot faster. Now listen, I'm not saying, I want to be clear, I'm not saying that he can't excel, but his preparation is going to have to be totally different. Like he's going to have to breathe, eat, and sleep ball. Period.
Yeah.
And he can't have any outside influences. Don't talk to your father. Just lock in, because what can really happen, and you know politics. You start saying, "Oh, Dad, this coach, man, this, that, and the third," and then Dion called this guy. Oh, okay, so who you think your dad is, bro? Then that could be a problem. You see what I'm saying? You're a man. You got to address this on your own. Don't call for don't do it. And you know that he fights a lot of their battles for him. You see what I'm saying? But they got to be able to stand on their own 10 toes and be like, all right, let me get this down. And with him, the only thing he needs to do, bro, and this is just no lie, he just got to just be himself. Don't try to be more than anything than that. Just go out there, learn the NFL game. Because that's, even Derrick Henry said it when they was like, so what do you think about the transition between the NFL and college? He said it's night and day. It ain't the same. He was like, all I can tell you is, he said, we played in the SEC. And they said that was the closest thing to it. And he said it wasn't nothing that prepared me for the NFL. So with that being said, Shedeur has to also understand that things are going to be different. Windows are going to be tighter. You're going to have to be a student to the game, man. Like, there's a reason why Peyton Manning was so great. He put a freaking video film room in his house so he could always watch film and defenses. That's a level of dedication to be great. You see what I'm saying? Ray Lewis did the same thing. He put it in his house. He said, if Peyton Manning got one in his house, I want one in my house. These are things where it makes these guys separate from everybody else. If he can do that and apply himself, then the sky's the limit for him. But don't be your daddy, be you.
Right. For sure.
That's it. You see what I'm saying? Listen, I know I'm going hard on Shedeur, but the reason why I'm going hard on him, being honest, is because the expectation of that last name is it always hurts kids. Like Jordan's son. When he was Jordan, you Jordan's son. Why are you sorry? He wasn't sorry. He went to college to play ball. He just wasn't his dad, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's seldom people is going to be as good as their father, i.e. LeBron and LeBron Jr. Y'all putting, Bronny is trash. The man made it to the G League. He's not bad, bro. Like, but since he can't, he ain't his dad, we're gonna throw him away. And that's all I'm saying is Shedeur is good, but I want him to approach it as if you're still learning, not that you know it all. And that's it.
Right. Gotcha. I feel you. So Shedeur, when you see this, I got love for you, boy. You know what I'm saying?
I got love
Mac,
for you.
So since we we transfer into a different realm. Let me pull this little clip up, and we gonna watch him and tell me what you think about this guy right here coming up.
Okay. Oh, I was waiting for this conversation.
Run, fresh, set it down for Velvet. Underwood sends a man.
We don't need that. We just want to see the highlights.
Yep.
So,
I could tell that's a Michigan school because they got the Michigan helmets.
Right.
Okay. That's more the player than him, but I got you. Don't get too excited about this.
So
what do I think?
I love the capability that he got. I love the fact he got an arm. You know, the fact that he wanted to come to Michigan for a minute, but he was never recruited by Harbaugh.
Right.
And that's how he ended up going to LSU. But then when
Right.
Harbaugh left, it took Sharon Moore to go back out there and be like, now let's get him. And then they took that special assist from Tom Brady to help also.
Right. 100%. I think when I watch these games and I watch him in high school, I understand that there's a different level of like case in point. Watching this is like watching somebody's college highlight tape thinking they finna be crazy in the NFL. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a definite gap in talent out here right now with what we see. What I like to watch with him is when I watched his film before, I like to watch film where he messes up. And the reason why is because that tells me a lot more than you doing this. Like case in point, with this just showing me that he can run, which is fine. He has good vision with the ball. That's cool. And he fumbled the ball right there, right? And so that looks cool when he should have just got down. You see what I'm saying? Like little things like that, you should just get down. There's no reason to take those hits. And you're going to learn that when you get to, like right now, when you're getting ready to get in contact, you see him still holding that ball out there like a loaf of bread. They're going to make you pay for that in college. They're going to punch that ball out. You see what I'm saying? We know that for a fact. They were doing that to Edwards. When you hold that ball out here like a loaf of bread, they're going to punch it out. You got to put that cross onto it and fall down. And as a quarterback, I don't want you running like this. You see what I'm saying? That's what we got two stellar running backs for. We're gonna have Haynes and we're gonna have Marshall. We don't need you to do this. We need you to control the offense. But to be honest, I don't even want him to start next year. I'd rather him just learn the system. And the reason why is because the amount of pressure that the ESPN and everybody finna put on him is finna be insane.
Well,
because the first thing they're gonna say is $10 million, 12.5. They're gonna be on that joker, man.
Right. Well, that's why I like the fact that we got what's that, Mikey Green. So that can actually come in and help bridge that gap for him. To know that's the future. Kind of how like Colorado got Caden Salter for Juju Lewis.
Right.
Same thing.
Because you gotta take your time with these kids and get them right. Because he's the future. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to get at least 3 years out of him. But what I would say about his game is he throws a beautiful ball. He's very strong. He's big for his size, and he's gonna get bigger, obviously. I think the only thing that can hurt him is if we don't have receivers that go get the ball.
That's what we need.
That's what stifles him. If our receivers can't get separation and can't do what they need to do, because he can look at that. That's a 60-yard pass. Easy. Boom. 60 yards. He can get the ball there, but the receivers got to be able to do what they need to do. You see what I'm saying? And our offensive line, while we're a downhill offensive line, we got to be better with pass blocking.
Right.
Because if you notice, when you watch us this year, we weren't the greatest at pass blocking. And then it didn't help that Warren had happy feet and always committed to the right. He always rolled right. He never rolled anywhere else, and that cut off half the side. That cut off the left side of the field. You see what I'm saying? And that's how he threw a lot of picks. And he didn't realize that every time you roll out of there, you can't have happy feet. It's harder for defense to deal with you if you stay within the middle of the field than you cut the field in half. You know what I mean?
Right.
But with Bryce, he has the arm strength, the arm talent. He definitely has the escapability, the speed to do what he got to do, and it's going to be there. And he's going to demand that you have a spy on him.
Right.
That's the fact. Like that, and that's going to be harder on teams because for you to have, and look at that Joker is 6'5", 6'4", doing that. Joker is insane, man. But it's going to demand a different level of respect when he has the ball. And Sharon, believe it or not, he may outright win it. If you don't believe it or not, he may outright win that position. But
Right.
if he doesn't, he's definitely going to get touches in games to get him prepared, though. Because I say he's not going to start off starting, but by game 6, he may be the man. I think that's where it's going to go. It's going to literally go to him, and it's going to be what it's going to be from that point forward. So don't be shocked if that happens. But he will be the starter versus Ohio, 100%.
Okay.
And
So-
to speak about Ohio, just to throw that out there, they're in the reset mode.
Oh yeah.
So
Definitely.
they're in trouble. Because you gotta think, they literally did what we did last year. They have the oldest team in college football.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? With all them seniors, they're losing so many people. And then you got a freshman quarterback taking over because the kid, you know him. What's that kid's name? I watched him play in AAU football because I was coaching a different team. Yeah. Aaron Nolan. Yeah, I watched his dad Pete coach him when we was down here. They used to play for the Welcome All Panthers. I remember these kids because I was out there coaching our kids with them. You know what I'm saying? So I remember him, and when he committed to Ohio, I was like, man, I wish you wouldn't have committed there, but I get it. You see what I'm saying? But then when that kid decommitted, the number 1 quarterback decommitted from Bama when Saban left and committed to Ohio, I was like, yo, he needs to decommit from there. Because now you're not going to get a fair shake. Being honest, man, one thing that I can see and say about quarterbacks that come out of Ohio, if you're not who they got their eye on, you're not going to get a fair shake. And so that's why he went to South Carolina. That's why he transferred to South Carolina. So they're going to come in there with this new freshman guy. And, man, listen, they're going to be in trouble. They still got Jeremiah Smith, which they're going to throw the ball to. But all we got to do is stop him. And then that's because your other wide receivers, like what you going to have? Him and Tate. Hey, man, y'all had everybody y'all had and still couldn't beat us. So you think you're going to be able to do it now with a powerful offense? Because our offense is going to be an issue.
Oh yeah, definitely. And speaking on that, a big issue.
Oh yeah. You're right. Hey, put him out there. Put Haynes out there. Put Haynes out there. Justice Haynes is a problem, man. With him and Marshall, and you see how Marshall got that 100.
Man,
he got his 100 the hard way against Alabama, not the easy way. He got it the hard way.
Right. So
and
I was excited about that. When I seen what Marshall did, this before, I don't know how I missed this when it first happened, but when I seen that he was in the transfer portal, I was like, man, I would love him to come, man. And then I found out he got him. I was like, wait a minute, how I missed this? I was like, cause I already knew about him. Look, you see what number that did back there?
20,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, as soon as that Joker jumped in the portal, I was waiting to hear his picks. And the reason why is because I already knew a running back wants to go to a running school.
Mm-hmm.
The running school who just lost both of their senior running backs is who? Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And that kid, he's from Beaufort, Georgia. He played at Beaufort.
Yeah. He from here.
That Joker is a problem, man. He
got that. I tell you, he got that get out.
He can wiggle. He can wiggle, man. And he's hard to tackle. He's not. Yeah. He doesn't go down. Him and Marshall carry the same type of attributes. They don't go down off the first tackle, the first sign of contact. You're gonna need. It's gonna look at that. That's Georgia. He doing that on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then what I like is because of the fact that he's there, that's gonna take off a whole lot of pressure off of Marshall.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because of what Marshall did against Alabama, you know, you expected for him to come in there and just do the same thing. But now with Hayes back there, oh man, we literally got the best. That's the best backfield in the country.
Yeah, that's a 1-2, and that's what I'm trying to say. We have a 1-2 punch in the backfield, on top of arguably one of the best freshman one of the best freshman quarterback that's going to be out here. Only thing we're missing from our freaking offense is wide receivers. And if these guys, like we got the kid, the 6'6", wide receiver from Indiana who used to be a quarterback. If he can translate and ball, and we got somebody else, and I feel like the freshman that coming in, Marshall, he's a speedy guy, a track guy. So I feel like he's gonna be our deep ball threat. And I feel like, and obviously the portal's not done yet, but
we got the dude from UMass, Anthony Simpson.
But see, I'm not sold on him. I gotta just see. You see what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, the one thing about Michigan is I understand we evaluate talent differently, and we usually we make people better. But I don't want to get projects too.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I want somebody that shows output. Like I know with him, I seen him. I know what we're getting with Justice Haynes. I didn't see the Indiana kid. They showed me what he did the previous year, and then you're showing me what this guy could do from UMass, because he went to where was he at before? He was somewhere else before. Wisconsin, I think. Was it Wisconsin?
Let me see.
I think he was Wisconsin. He did like so many catches or whatever, but I don't want projects, man. I want definitive talent. You say you went where?
I say you want people that's gonna come and play.
That's gonna that can be game changers. Because that's what we're missing. We're just missing that one wide receiver that can just change the game.
Yeah,
that you have to respect, because then you have to respect us at all three phases.
We're gonna revisit that and find out.
Yeah, because the whole thing with Michigan is stack the box and play tight man-to-man coverage. We can't get open.
Right.
That's what the defense is right now. I'm gonna find out who that kid is right now. But that's the defense right now. Stack the box and do that, right? So we need to make them respect that. Football transfer UMass. Anthony Simpson. Where did he play at? I could have swore he's 5'11" too, so I'm guessing they're going to use him for slot, maybe 5'11", 180. Anthony Simpson. Where is he from? Anthony Simpson. I'm looking right now so I can see what this is. Boom. I'm trying to look at his stats just so I can get a better understanding of this kid. Oh no, that's the UMass website. I don't want that one. I want the ESPN. ESPN will tell you what it is. 2021. So his best year was 2023, where he got 57 receptions for 792 yards. He got 3 touchdowns. He averaged 3.9 yards a carry. So that's a big play. That's speed, if I'm not mistaken. But that's really, last year I guess he got hurt because he only had 3 receptions with 16 yards. So I'm guessing last year he was hurt. I mean, that's.
We still got what about Morgan and Moore?
Oh yeah.
Then let me ask you this. On the game, so this is what I did.
I
would play Donovan Edwards, but I would also play Cabana, number 24. Yeah. But then I went in and put in Amarion Walker, number 1. That dude is a ball of lightning on the game.
Yeah, for sure. I use him.
And so I'm curious to see if he can step in, because he's 6'3", and
fast. He's fast. Yeah.
So 100%. That takes me back to when we had Tariq Black, Donovan Peoples-Jones, your boy that played for Houston now,
Collins, Nico Collins.
Yeah, Nico Collins. We had a whole wide receiving court that was 6'3", 6'4". You know what I'm saying? The same time when we had Arbor Thomas playing DB, Nico Collins, and we could never. Ronnie Bell was on that squad too, and we had a receiving court that we just couldn't. I was so mad because them years Ohio would always be doing them crossing routes. and they'd be lighting us up.
Yeah, that's because Don Brown, he kept playing man, and so the easiest way to beat man is all you gotta do is slants. That's it, because he didn't add anything new to the defense. He just thought he could man the man, and that wasn't working. So, and he couldn't adjust. So that's what killed us in those games for sure. Right, it was very frustrating.
But I felt like we got them wide receivers, and we not even using them properly. Right. And that's when we had Shea Patterson also.
So we couldn't. He wasn't really gonna get the ball where it needed to be either.
Right. To me, he was a failed project, and I felt like Harbaugh. Now I'm just my honest opinion on that squad. McCaffrey was a good quarterback, but felt like Harbaugh was in his pride and wouldn't let go of the Shea Patterson project. Like he wouldn't let McCaffrey come in and do what he do because he had chemistry with them boys. But it felt like Harbaugh was in his pride, and we didn't have the best running backs, but we had wide receivers that, man, if you let them boys go, and we could have been so much better at that time frame. Right, and that was like 2019. Right. And that's when we also had Devin Smith, your boy Rashawn Gray was on the line. So I just felt like we missed it with that set of wide receivers. That we had Devin Bush, linebacker. So I felt like we missed it, but I felt like he didn't get Dylan McCaffrey his just due during that time frame. And
you gotta see again though, we were dealing with what we're currently dealing with right now, where we're not good at all phases. You see what I'm saying? Your wide receiver core was a good phase, but then your quarterback wasn't a good phase. And even if you put McCaffrey in, I think the issue with McCaffrey was his size. I think that's what it really was. Yeah, but he was small. He was a skinny 6 foot. He was still 190. Like, bro, you got to eat something. Like, you got to get big. And then, in case in point, he transferred out. You ain't heard from him since.
So I felt like Harbaugh messed up that man's career because he should have gave that boy a chance. Now, mind you, I felt like Joe Milton, because when I seen him, I was like, that's baby Cam, man. I'm waiting for him to come in. But no, but what I'm saying is, I felt like when I first seen him, I was like, that's baby Cam because of his size. But I was like, he never got the opportunity to really, because JJ was there. So, I mean, you weren't going to go in front of JJ.
Right.
So, I was like, man, I hate that. You know what I'm saying?
He had the starting job before JJ got there. And he fumbled and lost it due to his play on the field. And then he went to Tennessee. And what people don't realize, and this is where it gets tougher for college kids, and that's why we try to sit them a year out of high school. If I run an NFL style offense, it's going to be very hard for you to understand coming out of high school. You see what I'm saying? And Joe Milton, he needed the offense to be dumbed down and easy. But when you put him in them high pressure games in Tennessee, he got cooked. Yeah. The easy games he could perform. With them high pressure games, he got cooked. That's him and his level of dedication to the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to understand and look and know what you're looking at. And Harbaugh runs a complex offense that's an NFL offense. And so that's why he gives these guys time to develop, because once you understand it, one thing you're not going to have a problem with is transitioning to the league, because you already get it. You already know how the X's and O's is being dialed up. That's why you see a lot of these players come from like Oklahoma and this and the third, but they don't have the same output. It's because they weren't taught the NFL concept, i.e. Caleb Williams wasn't taught the NFL concept. So you're struggling out there in Chicago. But Jaden Daniels was taught the NFL concept.
Right.
Step in LSU, and look what he's doing today. You see what I'm saying? So it's really the offensive styles that these coaches run, and it's hard to understand. The complexity of them is hard to understand. And so if I feel a more warm and fuzzy with this guy, even though you may be more talented, but he understands the X's and O's, I got to go with the guy that understands the X's and O's, because I can't just get you. I can't make you understand that. You see what I'm saying? Because you'll make a bad decision in the game and it'll cost us.
Right.
I.e., even when we think about Orgy, Alex Orgy.
Yeah, we ain't get back on that because. Go ahead.
When we think about Alex Orgy, right? It's a reason why nobody wanted to accept him as a quarterback. Only team that did it was Michigan. It was like, yeah, we'll take you, Harbaugh. Yeah, I'll take you as a quarterback. But I think you took him for as a body that you could use to run, or a good practice squad quarterback when you go against dual threat quarterbacks. Because he can prepare you for that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But as far as being on that field, every time you see him come out,
you know what he's gonna do. You know what they're gonna do. That was my problem right there. Every time you come out, we know what you're gonna do. They know you can't throw the ball, so they're gonna load the box up. They know what you're gonna do. Which to me, I felt like, okay, in the offseason, we're going back to the game. Just because you was high ranked on the game, you know you can't throw the ball.
He wasn't even high. Listen, on the game, that Joker can't throw the ball.
But I can work with them better on the game than they do in real life.
I can't. He be overthrowing number wide open passes with me. I be hot. I be throwing Warren in. Come on in, Warren. Or I'll throw Jaden Davis in. Come here, man. Your turn, man. You get in here.
So to me, here's my mind frame as an athlete. Was I love practice. I wanted to get better. Right. But I'm trying to figure out why a coach didn't sit down with him and say, hey, man, look, we're going to work on this for your passing. We need you to work on this. I don't understand. To me, as an athlete wanting to get better, that's something natural. Coach, what can I do to get better? Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. I feel like nobody did that for him.
No, they did. They did. You got to realize, too, you play sports. Practice don't simulate the game. No matter how much they try to run live, but no matter how much they try to run live in practice, it's easier in practice until you get into that real game and you don't know the person that you're going against tendencies. You see what I'm saying? I don't know your tendencies. I don't know nothing about you. So I just know that on film it says this, that, and the third. So who's supposed to be open? Because again, as a quarterback, you got to be able to go through your progressions.
Right.
If I got happy feet, like you looked at Orgy every time, that joker get to dancing, you know he finna run. He ain't looking. They coming. That's exactly what he would do. And you're not going through your progressions to see who's open. You're going to have to take a hit sometimes, but go through your progressions. That joker ain't trying to take them hits.
So you said it. So to me as a coach, what I'm going to do is stop the play. No, go back. You going through your progressions. like in the movie. You're going to have to take this hit, son. But I need you to feel this.
But listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm trying to get you to play a position that the guy behind you at least understands. And we got to get ready for a game. I can't sit here and hope you get it.
Yeah, no, we can't do that. We can't do it in the fall. We got to do that. What I'm saying, you had a whole summer, spring, summer.
But you got to think, he really... When Harbaugh said he was going to the league, the portal was closed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
At that time, JJ hadn't said he was going to the NFL either. The domino effect happened once Harbaugh said what?
I'm leaving.
He got hired for LA Chargers.
Right.
And once that happened, we just seen it just spiraled out of control. Now, mind you, you give Sharon the job, but the portal is closed. And then in the spring portal, ain't no good quarterbacks there.
Right.
So I'm stuck with what I got. You see what I'm saying?
Which is why you should have been working with him through the spring and the summer on throw this ball the right way.
But listen to what I'm saying to you. It seems like that would work, but it doesn't. It just I'm pretty sure 1,000% that they work with this man. Even when you looked at him in the spring game, when you looked in the spring game, he looked good, but his passing was still questionable.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And he only threw to one person. his first read. He didn't progress to other reads. That's how Warren and Tuttle was beating him, because they were progressing to different reads. If your first read wasn't there, he was running. And that's why that's a bad thing to have. That's a tendency. That ain't nothing I can coach you out of. That's a tendency that you have to.
But you can, with consistency, I can drill this and get you right in changing the way you think that.
Changing the way you think. Yeah. I can also go get me a quarterback that I ain't got to do this through.
Since we know that's what we got,
and get you up out of here. Like I can do that too.
Yeah, which I give him credit because he already said he was in the transfer portal,
but he's leaving,
but he still played the bowl game.
And you know why he tried to play the bowl game? To try to up his his stock, and he didn't do nothing but keep it right where it was at.
We knew you was who we thought you was.
Man, that joker said, I said, he gonna throw the ball? Interception. Man, I said, oh, man, this man here is trash.
Right.
And I hate to call a Michigan man trash, but boy, listen, garbage truck juice, man.
Yeah, no. We on the previous show, I said it to everybody. I say, we beat the schools in Ohio and we beat Alabama with bad, terrible, trash quarterback play.
Man. The worst quarterback situation. We had less passing yards than Army. Enough said. They don't even pass the ball, bro. How did we win 8 games and couldn't? Did we even have over 1,000? You know what? Hold on, man. Let me Google that. I gotta Google that. Did Michigan have over 1,000 passing yards this season?
I'm gonna tell you right now. We was 131st in passing yards.
Hold on. I'm looking.
Hold on. Total passing yards.
Oh, we did. Total passing yards was 1,678. Listen, hold on. Davis Warren, 1,199 yards. Jack Tuttle, 306 passing yards. Alex Orji, 150. Donovan Edwards, 23. Bro, that's horrible.
Hey, man, for Arizona State, Cam Scatterboot threw a better touchdown pass in the playoff than Alex Orji did with that 42-yard pass he threw. So,
hey, man, that's why I say we. But listen, though, I can say this: the kid coming from Fresno State, he was carving our defense up that first game too. By the way, so I'm excited about him.
Yeah, I had footage on him too, but we'll say that for a later date.
Okay, but I'm excited about him. I feel like he's gonna be all right.
Yeah,
I feel like he's what's needed to push Bryce to get better, because he's definitely gonna push that. But I still feel like he's gonna start because he just understands the speed of the game. But then it's gonna transition into Bryce.
So
my expectation.
So so let me ask you this, because we wrapping up. We've been going for a minute. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, man. I could go another 30, you know. But so we both don't say we adamant players of college football. Mm-hmm. I'm excited about 26 coming up because I want to see how the Wolverines look. I want to see how them Buffaloes gonna look. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like this year, like you said, EA better not play us to the left like they did last year. But I'm gonna take it back to my favorite quarterback of Michigan all time. And you tell me what your take is on this guy right here, because I felt like had he not took an injury, then the sky would have been a limit for this fella.
Talking about shoelace?
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's what listen, I already knew you. Hold on, man. Let me show you something, man. You ain't gotta. Let me just show you this before you get started, man.
Man, I still got it, bro.
He's talking. Look,
I got it.
I still got the disc in the hall. I still got it, man.
I still got it. I still got it upstairs too, man. The last, yeah. I still got it, man. And what I loved about him was the fact that it's like,
hey man,
he can throw the ball,
but he just too fast, man.
Man,
and you couldn't look at this. You just couldn't get him down, man. Hey, he was dynamic, man. Like Shoelace was something different, man.
He was a pure weapon because he can do that on the dime, man. Like he gone for 50, 60 yards, but he could throw the ball. Had he not had that pinch nerve in his elbow that affected his throwing, then, man, the next year,
he took
after we won that Sugar Bowl.
That's where that came from. He took too many hits. That's one of the. Oh, that was a block in the back. I'm gonna let him have it. He took too many hits, man. I think that's the one thing. I remember when we won that game. I was so hyped. I ain't gonna never forget that. When we beat Notre Dame with that throw, I was too hyped.
I was actually in Grand Rapids when that game went down against Notre Dame.
Okay.
That Notre Dame. And I mean,
fast, man. Like he was just so shifty.
So the difference between him playing quarterback and running back is what I tell people, because when you playing running back, when you back there and you get the ball, everybody know you get the ball.
Everybody know, yeah, for sure. And he still wasn't bad at running back, believe it or not.
Right. But as quarterback, you don't know what I'm gonna do, whether I'm gonna pass or I'm gonna run.
You gotta respect it.
Right.
You can't sell on one thing or another. Yeah, for sure. I understand that wholeheartedly.
I remember this one. Gone to the house. Gone. Did he get to?
Oh no, he caught him.
He had
so
one
quick, though.
He had one on here. There you go, right here.
To the house. Is that? I don't know. It's one of them, but he was gone.
Yeah, it's that one right there.
And he leaving them. They ain't even close. That joker was just, I ain't gonna never forget that boy, man. I used to be just watching him just gave me a breath of fresh air because of how fast he was. You just knew something was finna happen. Like it was only a matter of time. Something was finna happen.
I remember it was between him and Tate Cavassier. Oh, what's that name? Tate, was it Cavassier? That's the cover of the game right there.
Yep. That man was a problem. Oh shoot.
Rich Rod. Then went from Rich Rod to your boy, I can't think of his name.
Man, you know it's crazy that me being on that field, man, it's weird that I actually been on that field. I was on that field 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think Lamar showed me the picture.
Yeah, man, it's amazing. Like, listen, that feels so soft. It's like walking on pillows, man. It's crazy. And it's beautiful out there. That's why I was me and my wife was talking about moving and actually moving back up there if we was gonna do it, moving around there so we could because I said my goal is to get season tickets. So I can go to all the games. Check them out, man. You already know. Dang. Yeah, Shoelace was a problem though, man. Like, and he's definitely a Michigan man. Unfortunately, he had to leave us early due to an infraction that happened, a little drinking infraction, but but he's still a great player, and should be considered one of the greats of Michigan. Just being
to me, next to he was Michigan's most dynamic quarterback, man. That to be able to do everything he did, like you can't say he don't have an arm. He can throw the ball. But then to turn around and do that right there, run the ball at the same time, he was, I think, the ultimate weapon that we've had at quarterback. But just cut short.
Yeah, he was definitely different. He was definitely different. Like but I can honestly say, just being honest, I don't think there was ever a quarterback like him. It was similar, it had similarities, but nothing like him. Not that type of speed. Even Lamar Jackson was nothing like him.
I mean, that's that Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick level. Like, it's only a few of them.
Yeah. And even with Michael Vick, no lie, was way better than him, but it was because of Michael Vick's power and accuracy. Yeah. Michael Vick was one of the most dynamic players to me and ever played quarterback because he had everything. Like, he had the speed, he had the power, and he had the accuracy. He was just, you didn't know what to expect with Michael Vick.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what made everybody afraid of him, because you couldn't just get a spy because he was too fast. No matter who your spy was, if he wasn't a track dude, it was pointless.
Right. And so that's what started. So since we talked about earlier, that's what started my continuing love for Colorado, is because my two favorite players of all time was, one, Michael Vick and Randall Cunningham for offense, and Deion Sanders for defense.
Okay.
And since me being from Atlanta, seeing Prime play in Atlanta, I always had that love for him. So when he translated over to coaching, I always just rocked with him. So Michael Vick, by far my favorite quarterback, player. I ain't saying he was the best, but he's my favorite because I was here in Atlanta when he was here. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. So, I'm definitely. I just wanted to throw that out there, man. About just go down a little Michigan history right there.
Right, I'm with you. I'm with you.
With Shoelace, man. He was a good one, man. So, but man, it's we've been in this thing for a minute, Mac. We gonna have to make this. We gonna have to make this a ritual, man. We gonna do this. We gonna do this again, man. If you're having, you know what I'm saying, we with it. You know what I'm saying. So, but man, I definitely appreciate you showing up, man. Showing love to the We Win Sports Talk family, man.
No problem, and I appreciate you having me, man. I appreciate you having me.
Oh man, it is an awesome pleasure, man. Definitely. Hey, I'm excited for that 26. What you looking forward for in that 26?
Honestly, I'm looking for us to, best case scenario, win the Big Ten title and make a run for a title. It just depends on what we're looking at quarterback and receiver. Not saying that the quarterback won't be good, just depending on what way we're going. And worst case scenario is 10-3, but still beating Ohio. But believe it or not, I looked at our schedule. I feel like we can go 12-0. Easy. I've already seen our schedule. Only game they're going to talk about that could be a challenge to us is Oklahoma. And they're going to say Ohio because they always got to say Ohio. But as I look at that schedule, I feel like we can go undefeated.
Gotcha. Cool. Man, we going to, hey, because I know we go blue, but I know it's some other stuff that you like to talk about with sports.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because definitely, happy to see what your Lions are doing.
We about to see like 4 hours. We about to see 3.5.
Yeah. So, I definitely want your take on that, man. So look, we could double back on this thing after these NFL playoff games, and we can chop it up about them NFL teams.
Okay.
At the same time, man. So, man, I appreciate you again. For coming, showing love to the We Win Sports Talk show, man. So, man, give it up for Matt. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
And I definitely be in touch with you, man, so we can double back this thing again with the NFL and some other stuff.
All right, for sure, bro. I appreciate
definitely
it,
that college football 26 when it coming out.
No, 100%. Check me out on my YouTube. You'll see it.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Matter of fact, I can't let you get out. Let everybody know your YouTube channel.
Yeah. So it's my handle on YouTube, Twitch, because I live stream on Twitch, and also on X and IG. It's Old Man on the Sticks. OLDMANONDASTIX, man, on the sticks, man. I'm on there constantly giving videos covering college football 26, any college football news, anything like that, man. So just check me out.
Spell that again. OLDMAN.
OLDMANONDASTIX. Old man on the sticks, man.
Let's see. Like right there.
Yep, that's it right there. Definitely it.
Okay. So everybody out there, man, on We Win Sports Talk Show, man, his family, go follow Mac on Old Man on the Sticks. And hey man, show him some love, man. And again, my brother, man, I appreciate you for showing up with me, man, spending time. I know we was talking a long time, but good conversation, great conversation, man. So you don't even think about time.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? So hey man, I appreciate you, my guy. Definitely be in touch with you again, man. You and wife, y'all have a great weekend, man. And hey, hope your Lions can pull that thing out, man.
And we're gonna see, man, and you too, man. Go blue.
Yes, sir. Go blue all day.
All right, bro.
All right, man. So yo, man, I appreciate Mac for showing up, man. This was a very long show that we had today. But man, definitely want to thank everybody for showing up. But definitely, it was all about Go Blue, man. You know, that's the first love. And Mac was perfect. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to transfer over, man. Just real quick, you know, you had a moment in life where no matter what you're going through, man, you can't let things stop you. You can't let things keep you from moving forward, man. You know, we've dealt with challenges that we talked about before. We've dealt with learning how to speak things, you know what I'm saying? And even in doing this show, I've had to fall into certain challenges where, man, we got to keep doing. We got to keep doing. We got to keep going. Because one thing you cannot do is you can't compare what you're doing to everybody else. You just got to believe in what you're doing, and you just got to keep going. You got to know how to fall in love with the process of things. And when you fall in love with the process of things, the reward will come. So you definitely got to stay in it. Don't quit. Don't give up. Because like we say here, We Win Sports Talk, man, in the end, you will win. So if you ain't about to win, don't go in. But hey, man, I just wanted to give it to you real quick, man. Just show out some love, man. I appreciate y'all for showing up. I know it's a longer show than normal, but hey, man, definitely appreciate y'all for showing up. Again, it's your boy, your host with the most smooth tea. And I forgot to say the main thing all day long, man. Right here, like and subscribe, man. Comment, like and subscribe, comment. Like and subscribe, comment. Like and subscribe. It's on the screen. Like, subscribe, comment, show some love to you people, man. And show some love so we can run these numbers up. But hey, man, y'all have a great weekend. Have a great week. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Thank you for showing up, man. God bless you. And as always, man, peace. We appreciate it.